against the heat pores that are in our skin and also act as air energy. Adipose tissue is a type of tissue. We should know about the cells easier. The cells of adipose tissue named adipocytes that derive from the adipoblast. That this recently these cells are interested to some researchers because they also can act as endocrine cells. Recently, the scientists discovered that these cells also secreted some hormones. Maybe you hear the name of the leptin, yes? You hear or no? The leptin is a hormone and also named as happy hormone. You will see that the fat person are very happy.
Yes.
Yes? It's very happy. It's fact because they have more leptin. Leptin is a happy hormone. Yes? That's secreted by adipocyte. Meaning that adipocyte is now interested and also maybe, I don't know, some person maybe saw around the world that are very fat, they do surgery and remove the stomach, the bypass. Oh no, they sleep, this is different, that in the sleep, the stomach removed completely and the esophagus connected to the duodenum. Yes, you will see that this person lost a lot of their weight around maybe 1 or 2 weeks. For example, 20 kilograms, 30 kilograms. And after the surgery, they are a little sad. Some of them may be depressed. Yes? Yes. But I saw once our family is depressed. Why? Because the leptin immediately decreased in them. Yes? That this paragraph to show this. This is just I put it for your, if you interest to it, you know that a lot of disease, a lot of our problem related to this tissue. A lot of patients suffer from the cardiac disease because of the, again, the obesity or fat. Adipose tissue is the largest reserve of the energy because included the lipid, the phospholipid, and the fatty acids are some source for energy. Fill up the space between the organs are in the hypodermis layer. Keep our shape, yes, in the person that have a normal shape, yes, there are some of them in different parts and keep our shape. Keep to some organs in the place that I explained for you later. For example, the heart and kidney must not move from their situation. Yes, they should fix in their situation. Because then a little they move, yes, they can compress to the vessels that are around it and finally result to some problems. Yes, the shape of the surface of the body form the pad for the shock absorption. Yes, here in our hand have some adipose pad that when down, yes, they can absorb the shock. Release hormones that I explained for you. The adipocyte cells, based on the type of the adipose tissue, divided in 2 types. In our body, there are 2 types of adipose tissue, as white and brown. Freshly, white adipose tissue, that I think you saw them in the meat. Yes, they may be in some part of the meat, included a few amount of the fat tissue. Have white color in fresh tissue, because of it named the white adipose tissue. But the brown adipose tissue have brown or red color in the fresh tissue. Both of these two are rich in the blood and again can give a have just one room, not lots of room. Each cell is very large, that they located around together. Under microscope, we can see this picture. They have different shape, polygonal, round, spherical. Why? These cells, when you imagine that we keep lots of bubbles, lots of balloons in a room, in a small room. Yeah? When we push them, each of them give a special shape, polygonal, round, spherical, or others. The adipocyte in adipose tissue, first, have white color. Second, have just one droplet, uniocular, and also the flat nucleus in the peripheral part of the cells. Electron microscope, nucleus. This is show the droplet and the cytoplasm of the cells. As you see, they have a few amount of the cytoplasm. Also, as I said for you, the adipose and white tissue are more in the vessels, rich in the vessels. All of these red color show the RBCs that trap in the capillary. Also, they included one component as the carotenoid that are the precursor of vitamin A. Vitamin A is dissolved in the fat for the absorption in our body. That this substance is necessary for the reservation of the vitamin A in the adipose tissue. These tissue are in most part of our body. All of the adipose tissue, in the abdominal wall, in the back, in the hypodermis, around the organs, around the vessels, around the empty organs or the organs that have hollow cavity, all of these organs, around of them there are the adipose tissue. Based on the age and also the gender, the amount of them may be different in the woman and men. The adipocyte derived from adipoblast or lipoblast. They derive from mesenchyme cell in the embryonic period. Differentiate to the adipoblast or lipoblast, both of them say they are very similar to the fibroblast. Then they start for the production and storage of the lipid. When they store this lipid as one droplet or uniocular or the adipocyte of white adipose tissue. If they included lots of droplet, they form the moniocular or brown adipose tissue. Brown adipose tissue has lots of droplet, fat droplet, that again in the tissue processing they dissolve, and under microscope they appear as swab bubbles. They have a vacuolated appearance. Round nucleus in the center. Why? Because in this cell there are lots of droplets. Push one of them from this direction, another one push the nucleus. All of them push the nucleus in different direction. Because of it, the nucleus remains in the center. They are brown or red color in the fresh tissue. Why? Included lots of mitochondria and also the vessel. Where? In the kidney, around the kidney and glands and aorta. Their main function is the keeping of the heart and kidney remain in their location. Don't allow to them for their movement. In the person that have a heavy diet for the dissolving of the adipose tissue and decreasing the weight, maybe the adipose tissue removed, and because of the very heavy diet, sometimes maybe the brown adipose tissue also dissolved, and this is very dangerous because their kidney or the aorta may be moved from these organs, and one of the important problem is the increasing or decreasing blood pressure in them. They included lots of mitochondria. Why? Yesterday I explained for you that the inner membrane of the mitochondria have one type of integral protein as thermogenic that involved in the generation of the temperature. One of the main functions of brown adipose tissue is this function: keep the body temperature in the normal level. Because of it, they have lots of mitochondria, that the mitochondria have lots of thermogenic protein involved in the body temperature controlling. Thus, these tissues are more in the infant and also hibernate animals. When the neonate was born, yes, they are, previously they was in the uterus with the 27 temperature. Yes, when they was born, the environment is around maybe less than or more than. For example, in the harm, the places also more. Yes, these adipose tissue are more in the back of the neonate that help to them for the maintain their body temperature. The hibernate animals sleep for a long time. You know, when we sleep, our body temperature a little decrease around maybe 1 to 2 centimeters. Yes, in this animal, in the hibernate animals, that they also sleep a long time, they need to keep their body temperature in the physiologic condition. Because of it, their body also included the brown adipose tissue. The brown adipose tissue keep some organs in their situation as heart, as kidney, and also involved in the regulation of body temperature. Under microscope, cells are polygonal. Their cytoplasm contain a lot of lipid droplets. Yes, that the nucleus have round size.